Hello and welcome back to the adventures of TAKEO and Farrunner. Our intrepid duo has made it out of the fortress, injured but alive, and they're preparing to head back into town, hopefully to buy some more supplies and heal their injuries. Farrunner was the only one capable of leveling up at this time, but he suffered an injury, a broken collarbone, and TAKEO is suffering from a chest wound. That sucks. With that out of the way, it is time to roll to see what our travel hazards are. But before we do that, it's time to find out what kind of village we'll be going into. So, of course, as normal, we'll have a choice of small, medium, and large village. We'll roll to decide. 1, 2 is small village. 3, 4 is medium-sized village. And 5, 6 is a large village. Let's see what we get. 6 is a large village. As such, we will be adding an additional travel hazard to our boys, thanks to the expanded rules for the few village. For a large village, each hero automatically adds a travel hazard and rolls a d6. He is an additional travel hazard. So it will be 2 travel hazards for TAKEO. Farrunner will also for an additional travel hazard. Rolling for TAKEO's first travel hazard. Rolling for TAKEO's rolling 3d6. Red will be the tens digit, and the white will be singles digit. 33. Carried by hellbats. As the heroes move through the countryside, dark swarms of hellbats follow overhead, swooping down to terrorize them. Each hero must roll a d6 for every darkstone they're carrying, including items with darkstones and items with darkstone upgrades in them. On roll the 1, darkstone shard item is snatched away by a hellbat and carried into the night. Fortunately, or unfortunately, neither man is carrying a darkstone item. No use of that travel hazard. Second travel hazard for tsunami. As you travel along the coastline, the winds rage, whipping up a massive tsunami that crashes over the land, threatening to sweep all away in its path. Each hero must make a luck 4 test to avoid being swept away in the rushing waters. If failed, roll a d6 for each token in your bag. On a roll of 1, 2, or 3, it is swept away in the torrent. All right. TAKEO's luck is 2. Passes. Now, Farrunner's first travel hazard. 14. Yamabushi's Shrine Stone. Passing through a peaceful mountain village, you come across an ancient stone shrine surrounded by burning incense and covered with sacred Yamabushi runes. Each hero makes a Spirit 5+ test. If successful, recover a grit or heal d6 wounds or sanity, any mix. All right. Farrunner's Spirit is 3. Fails. It happens. Rolling for his second travel hazard. 46. Marching Samurai. Traveling along the roads, the heroes come across a massive army of samurai heading towards the same town to reinforce the outpost there. When the heroes reach the town, any rolls on the campsite hazard or the town event rolls are +1 to the roll. Nice. All right, so things I'll stay in the village will be a little bit better. But since we, again, failed the first mission, D3 villages or spots in the village will be removed as we populate it. So, got the board. All right, our board is set up. Now let's see what we populate the village is. Whoa, almost forgot. Have to roll to see what kind of village this is. Rolling on 2D. Say 8. Meaning this is a standard village. Now we will determine what our village will have. First village will be swordsmith. Second will be a tea house. Third will be sacred garden. Fourth will be shrine. Fifth will be samurai lord. Sixth will be the Brotherhood Temple. Seventh will be House of Healing. Finally, eighth will be Western Trading Post. Now, as per the, all right, first move will be 1, the Swordsmith. Second will be, and 1, roll that again. 3, Sacred Garden. All right, first and foremost, our 2 heroes will head to House of Healing. Got to. Oh, but before we do that, thank you for reminding me. We got to draw for our daily event. So before we roll for our events of the House of Healing, let us roll, see what we draw. A farmer's find. An old farmer has dug up something in the rice field. Bringing it into town, it starts a buzz throughout the market as villagers examine it with awe. Each hero makes a lore 4+ test to investigate. Gain 10 XP for every 4+ rolled. If for any ones rolled, take a D6 horror hit. If any 6s are rolled, you may also discover the farmer has found something of value and is willing to sell it to you. Draw a world card to see where the object is from, and then draw an artifact card from that world. You may purchase the artifact for D6 times $50. There. Farrunner's lore is 4. So 4+ or better to 4+ or better. Only 1. Gains 10 XP. And since you rolled a 1, you will have to take D6 horror wounds. Number of horror wounds he will take will be 3. 3 horror hits. Rolling on 4+, to defend these horror hits. Takes 1, he is down. He is a 2. Got to roll his horror hits first. 1 horror hit. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I messed up. It's early in the morning. Anyway, he makes a lore 4+ test. Passes, gets 10 XP, but takes a horror hit. Will take a horror hit. Number of horror hits he will take 5. His will is 5+. Blocks all but 2 of them. 2 horror hits. So that. Time for our tea house event, the House of Healing event. I'm sorry. Farrunner will go first for his house event, his House of Healing event. 6. The stench of death. All too familiar on the battlefields and villages of this region of late. No event. Right. And he is going to do his surgery. Limit once per attempt per injury or mutation. He will go for his broken collarbone. Can afford to pay the costs. Choose 1 injury or mutation you want to remove and roll on the chart below. So D6 times 50 for his surgery. All right. Let's roll to see if he succeeds in getting his injury mended. 4. Success. The injury and mutation are healed. So, Farrunner's injuries are now healed. He no longer has a broken collarbone. As for what he will buy, Farrunner is going to buy 3 bandages, $50 a piece, and that's all he will do in the House of Healing. TAKEO will now roll for his House of Healing event. 4. Success. The injury is healed. He no longer has a messed up chest. Rolling for his House of Healing event. 8. Same thing. Death. All too familiar on the fields of battle and the villages. All right. I'm going to try to. Oh, wait a minute. He hasn't healed. Yet. My bad. So injury. Made a mistake there. All right. Now to see. He does have a grit to roll this if needed, and he's going $50. get it removed. Let's see if he can't get it removed. 6. Impressive scar. The injury or mutation is healed, and he gains +2 health for the new scar. So he is now at 14 health. Our boys are going to they're low on cash. Our boys are going to stay at the. No better yet, they're going to offer them $10. All right, they paid their $10. Transition to the next day. Our daily town event will be beheading. Villagers run through the streets as a commotion up ahead draws your attention. Pushing your way through the crowd, you see a shamed man on his knees, accused of stealing fruit from the market. With a single stroke of the watchman's sword, the man's head rolls from his body. In these chaotic times, justice is swift and final. Each hero must discard a grit on a roll of d6 on a d6 roll of 3 each. All right, they both. Far Runner has 2 grit. TAKEO has 1 grit. All right, and what Far Runner will be able. TAKEO also loses. There's that. All right, Far Runner will be going to the Western Trading Post. Anything from his homeland, and TAKEO will head to the Brotherhood Shrine. Far Runner, with his initiative, will go first, rolling for his Trading Post event. 6. High winds and heavy party laps. Banners of the Western world flutter in the wind. In good their wares halfway across the globe. No event. With that in mind, Far Runner heads into the Western Trading Post, seeing the familiar sights of the lands to the west. Far Runner decides he will purchase some Chinese silk for 400. This is an upgrade to a clothing attachment, which grants him +2 health. Also, once per fight, you may reroll an escape test. Okay, that was all he can buy in the Western Trading Post. Now, TAKEO will head to the Brotherhood Temple. It's been a while since he has actually seen some of his samurai brethren. Rolling for his Brotherhood Temple again. 7. Again. The warrior monks of the Brotherhood stand in formation, training in unison for battle. No event. Lucked out there. All right. For his first stop here, he will do Brotherhood training. It is free and is limited once per town stay. Make an Agility 5+ test to train with the Brotherhood monks, pushing the limits of your skill and endurance. If successful, gain 10 XP and you gain a Brotherhood training marker. This can be written down or use any suitable marker to represent it. While here, you may spend the Brotherhood training markers to collect what you have collected over time as follows. And there are a lot of effects, so I'm not going to go over those. But let's do some training. TAKEO has an agility of 3. Needs a 5+. Yes. Gains 10 XP and a Brotherhood trainer marker. And TAKEO has decided that while he's here, he's going to buy a magic tonic for 250 gold. The magic tonic allows him to discard to recover a grit, and until the end of the turn, he may re-roll dice with grit even if he's already been re-rolled. So basically, it gives him 2 grit rolls in that turn. All right, our boys have bought. All right, rolling for our. All right, next day. Since we stayed at the camp for free, it's time to roll to see what our camp event will be. First, for Far Runner, what happened during the night on 2d6. 10. Dirty Kuruda. The campsite is filled with drinking, laughing, and games of chance with soldiers here. You may make a luck 4+ test. For every 4+ roll, gain $25. For every 1 rolled, lose 50. Far runner's luck is 2. 4+. All right, only 1, so he gets $25. Thankfully, he didn't roll a 1, so he doesn't lose any money. Takeo's roll happened to him. 9. Dirty Karuta. Same thing. A luck 4+ test. His luck is also 2. It doesn't get anything, but doesn't. All right, time for our daily event. And today's daily town event will be just another day in the village. It's just another day living in feudal Japan. Death and adventure around any corner. No effect. This might be our last day in the village. So you know what? I am going to have visit the Far house. Far runners be 7. Hot tea, power pedal. Smell of hot tea, powers for cool, crisp house. That's good. He is going to perform a tea ceremony, or the ceremony of purity, for $150. The tea ceremony allows him to roll a d6 for every corruption point he has. For every 5 or 6 rolled, he gets to remove a corruption point. Bar Runner currently has 2 corruption points, so we roll 2d6. He is going to use his last grit. Deals 1 corruption point. TAKEO will now roll for his Samurai Lord event. 5. Cold response. The Samurai Lord and his advisors do not seem to be happy to see you. All heroes today roll 1 less die on any skill test for audience entries when meeting with the warlord or his advisors. TAKEO will now use the last of his $100 to purchase some Firestone sake, which he can use to discard to get D3 Fury points, which he needs. And since he's broke, the only thing he can do is ask for War Aid, which is free. It's an audience event. We've already seen that it's going to be -1. Make a lore 6+ test. For each 6+ roll, choose one of the following bonuses for the next adventure. Limit 1. His lore is 2, but he's reduced to 1. 6. Over it to roll. 5. Okay. If failed, instead the warlord refuses to help because the danger is too great. All enemies on the next adventure gain a free elite ability. That's terrible. And with that, I think we shall end our town stay inside the regular standard large feudal village. We don't want to risk any more stuff happening to us since the day's events are there and they don't have much money left. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're still watching, if you like what you've seen, like, comment, and subscribe down below. Donate to my PayPal or my Cash App in order to help support the channel. I really need some better equipment if I'm going to keep doing this. So until next time, this has been Shin Tiger Curl, that dude in the straw hat, saying good day, and see you next time on the adventures of TAKEO and Far Runner.